Joe Mackenzie here, your watercolor coach. Today we're going to paint this little jar of honey and a lime, and I've already done the drawing ahead of time. The whole idea here is to use as few strokes as possible and to simplify forms. So I had to do a lot of squinting and a lot of deciding where these different shapes are. And so I haven't even mixed up any. Usually what I do is I mix paint up on my palette ahead of time and I know where I'm going. But this time I didn't, because I knew that the difference between all the colors going on in the honey pot and then the plate and the lime were all completely different. So I had to mix color as I went along, which is a challenge, but that's really where I want to go, where I want to what I want to explore next is using as few strokes as possible, seeing if I can hit things with in terms of value on the first pass, and to whenever possible have color illuminated by neutrals around it. And that's really what interested me in the jar of honey, because the jar of honey has that little bit of transparency to it and that really golden glow. And I wanted to see if I could get that. So I'm doing a lot of mixing of neutrals here. Because in order to make color really appear more vibrant, it's going to need some neutrals to support it. So, so let's see. So I started with my darks and then put in the midtones. I'm leaving the white of the paper white. There's no white out going on here. And like I said, I am squinting and I'm looking very carefully and mixing either grays or browns or any neutrals that I can find that will be the exact value of the different either shapes or shadows that I see. Because I can clearly see that the lime is green and I can see that there's red in the honey. But other than that, there were not places where I could identify and name the color. And if I couldn't identify or name the color, then it's an earth tone of some kind. And I know that I have to mix a neutral in order to get that. All right, well, that's a long way of saying how we got this far. And okay, so things haven't been dried yet. This is pretty far for me to go without drying once, but I worked really slowly, so things were drying as I went along. I did use a little bit of gouache to bring back some whites because, like I said, I didn't use white out and I lost a couple of whites on the jar and also on the lime, and I brought them back with gouache. And now I'm about ready to stop because at this point my brain was tired and I thought I didn't know what to do. So I had to go away and come back and decide what that background needed to be, because it had to be made in relation to everything that I had done before. So it had to be lighter than any of the objects. And I struggled and had to go and think about how I would do that. And I decided I would paint it as if it was the inside of a cloud. So that's what I did. I think it worked out pretty good. So I'm going to be making in the next few days or weeks, I'm not sure, I'm going to be doing a lot more explorations like this because I really want to see how far I can push the envelope into simplifying forms. And then I've got to get down to, it's going to be peony time, and so it's going to be time to paint peonies night and day. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.